Mr. Kruger, how are you, sir?
Yes, man. Blessed and yellow.
Fantastic. I know you. There's a lot of lights and stuff here, but it's all good.
It's just legit. I was just, what?
What is happening, man? I know we were chatting on just before we got you, like gyms and stuff. You're 2 gyms that you have under your wing. What's that all been like during these crazy times? Keeping the gyms going, keeping the athletes motivated, and that kind of stuff. How's that been going?
Yes, maat. Ek dink toe dit net begin het, when it like just literally kicked off, I was like, man, this is just another like phase, you know. It is just a season. We're like going to get through it. And then a little month or 2 in, like when the like savings starts running out, I was like, oh man, this is real.
Yeah,
this is crazy. And there was some trialing times, and yes, but the Lord is good, man. Like literally, it like went from being bad to a space where you like break even, and then people, you know, the like main thing is like, dude, you have to train, like. Ek sal mal raak. Ek sal letterlik soos my shit verloor as ek nie elke dag kan oefen nie. Verstaan wat ek sê?
That's such a big thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, for guys that train, they just have to train. Everything else can, the whole rest of the world can burn down. It's fine as long as the gym space is ready for me.
I'm telling you. Do you know how many times while I was out and?
Jeb, sorry, just try to pull that mic. Even if you turn a little bit towards me, it's going to be a bit.
Pull it out in front of you so that way.
Yeah, exactly. That should be good. Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
That's better. Relax ook. Man, yes, daar's op 'n spesifieke keer, you know, like while I was training, like even while I was just doing and like enjoying all of the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you know, where the guys are like, why are you training so hard? I'm like, it is just routine, man. I know of nothing else. I wake up in the morning, and I have to get my jiu-jitsu, you know, and I have to get my striking, otherwise it just doesn't feel right, you know. But like, anyways, like, man, the whole story short, it's like now, February, literally I can see people realize, man, you know, you like have to start living. You have to be, the main thing is just, you have to literally be accountable.
Sure.
You know, like, hou jou shit mekaar ten alle tye. Be strict, be a little bit anal, you know, like sanitize a bit more, wear the mask when needed, you know, but you literally just can't stop living. And I can literally see that from February, man, even at my nursery schools where like I'm like coaching, I've like even seen all of my nursery schools, all of their numbers picked up. It is like even the mommies and daddies realize, listen, okay, look, just be accountable.
Yeah. Bietjie vasbyt and move on. That's one thing I wanted to ask you about. And this is one thing I think all of us have advocated for many years, why we don't see enough martial arts in schools and stuff, but you're one of the guys who's out there teaching in nursery schools. I know it's not strict martial arts, but it's the foundation and stuff. So talk us how that all came about and what you think is the most important things for kids when they're getting involved in martial arts.
Yes, man, you know, like, okay, I'm super blessed because look, I only started with like kickboxing literally like I was about 16, 17 years old, because before that my mom and dad really thought anything that's from like Asia is like Buddha and like I'm going to stop praising Jesus and it's going to be crazy, you know. So, that was mal uit, it was okay out there. And then I started with my kickboxing.
Sure.
And at the end of the first year I was super blessed. I was point fighting champion, and so I started climbing all of the ranks. And then I had the coach at that time, Cliff Leeson. He was my first coach. And then he said to me, bro, what are you doing on like holidays? I'm like, well, niks in university. So he said, okay, well, start coaching, start being a senpai. And then I worked my way up into being a sensei. But he actually showed me the like portal towards all of the schools. And weet jy wat, nee? En dan krijg soveel mamas en papas wat my even know in Bel. They will like phone me and say, listen, I hear that you coach kickboxing. Like, okay, you need to teach my kid how to fight so that, you know, he can stop the bullying. I'm like, listen, I think you are missing this a little bit. You know, the fact is, any sport brings confidence. And confidence, I have never in my life seen a confident person being like bullied.
Yeah.
But I've seen martial arts instructors that get bullied and be bullied, you know. So like martial art has got nothing to do with it. It is all about the like confidence part. But, you know, this is such a beautiful sport. I teach kickboxing at like all of my nursery schools. I don't do Brazilian Jiu-jitsu just for the simple reason, you know, when you work with kiddies that young, there is so many gray areas.
Sure.
And when you work with kids, there can't be gray areas.
Sure.
Right? just do this wit and swat, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
And like in like Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. So at the schools, I don't coach any of the Brazilian Jiu-jitsu because it is very close contact.
Sure.
Like, so, but I do start my Brazilian Jiu-jitsu classes from like 4 years old. But the mommies and daddies must come to the studio, they must sit in, and dan is alles heel geel. Verstaan wat ek sê?
Sure. Sure.
It is great for everybody. The like kid gets support from the mom and dad. The mom dad sees what's going on, and
you also encourage like the parents and the kids to train together. Am I right? You've got a class where you have
a mommy, daddy, and me class.
Yeah,
yes. Just weet jy wat? Dit het definitely sy soos plek. A lot of moms and dads, what are the excuses? Especially the moms
time,
and dads. Time. I have to get going, but family time is super important.
Sure.
Yes, I've got actually on the moment, I've got so many dads and sons that is doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu privates with me, and yes, man. Imagine spending that time with your son, but not just doing like that. You are literally investing into his future.
Yeah,
this is
sure.
like Jiu-Jitsu is quinning, Verstaan?
Yeah.
And like you are literally giving your son that present. You understand? So like all of these family classes, family fitness fun.
I've obviously been and seen how you guys operate, and it's I remember writing about it. I don't know why I was writing. I shouldn't have been writing, but anyway, it was. And I think I ended off with the article was saying like that magic happens in the strangest of places, and that was the only way I could describe it. And you guys have got a very unique thing going on. It's very community orientated. The parents are all involved, the kids are all involved, and there's a lot of magic happening. And it's such a special place, your gym. And I know Rock always back me up. Whenever we talk about jiu-jitsu, your name is always close by. There's always the jiu-jitsu boys from JP's gym. And to be honest, I've told the story here many times, but I've never really told you the story. I know when I came out there, I rolled with your guys, and it was a big eye-opener for me where I was at the time. And I was like, my jiu-jitsu was false. I wasn't educating myself in the right way, and I wasn't being taught in the right way. And I realized that at your gym, it was a big turning point for me when I had to start now seeking out the real deal Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
yes.
You know, because I was like, well, these guys have been training the same amount of time, we're similar sort of weight, but I'm like, I'm definitely being outclassed here, which was my first time actually ever seeing the levels of what was going on. So it was a special place for me, because it was like an awakening to say, okay, wherever I am is wrong, I need to go where I need to be now. So it's very cool. Let's talk about the Jiu-Jitsu stuff, because I don't know, at the time when I came into your gym, it seemed almost as if MMA was on the back burner and Jiu-Jitsu was the first love, and now that's where you were focusing, and you were competing a lot and you were winning a lot. And is that accurate? Did you push MMA aside a little while because of Jiu-Jitsu, or
yes,
was
bro.
there other stuff
Weet jy
going
wat, Baati se freaking Kimura het my hart gebreek. There was a more fight. There was any fight. I was talking to myself in a fight. I was like, yes bro, vandag gaan jy vir die uitslaat.
For the sake of the nation, for the sake of the nation.
Yeah, brak, ek was net soos, yes man, dis lekker, dit gaan goed. En yes, I got so stuck in a kickboxing fight there that I totally forgot about the floor. I was like this. When he shot at me, I was gross. Oh yeah, bloody hell. And the rest is history. And yes man, van soos daar.
See if you can pull that up. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, just exactly what like you've done is like, although yes, weet jy wat, ek is saam met coach Huntley, en ek het al saam met coach Chris getrain, ek is baie lief vir hulle, en weet jy wat, die daans is freaking mal, hulle jiu-jitsu wat hulle my geleer het, is soos, wow man, this is regtig, het is soos, maar
that's Chris Bright and Huntley Smith.
Yes, weet jy wat, hulle is
spending all the time.
Hulle is phenomenaal.
Well, you just got your brown belt, hey?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah,
not to make things worse, but we're just going to check this Bahati fight quickly. I know it broke your heart, but we have to see that. We have to see the finish here.
It is okay. I've actually made a piece of being another flippin' guys highlight reel. Ag maar weet jy wat, nee, ek moet vir eerlik wees. Yes, uit almal wie ek al beklei het, is ek en Bahati nog maatjies. Yes, what a cool guy. I like this guy.
This is the funniest thing about Yannick Bahati. I mean, obviously he played that heel part and he did it really well. I think it was the first time.
In every movie, he's going to be the villain. He's definitely going to get that role. But you know what? Yes, he's actually a family man. He's got a beautiful wife and a beautiful, I think it's a girl, and they're flipping cool peoples.
He was the one person South African MMA loved to hate.
You know, and actually him and his coach, the last time they were here, we sat down in the studio, and it was so funny because like for 20 minutes we were talking nonsense and the coolest guys, but the second we started recording, he changed completely, and I was like, "You bastard!"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I was like, "Cool, I understand."
You won't believe that I actually went to him afterwards, and I said to him, "Bahati, you know, like the first time we met, you were a decent guy, and then after that, you just became a chop. What was happening?" He's like, "Bro, the first time we like met was at Carnival City. So I walk in there with my wife and my mom, my dad, and I go there. I'm like, "Hey, Bahati, I'm JP, man. I'm so excited for this fight," and I'm introducing him to my family. He's like, he was telling his coach, he's like, "I can't be a chop to this guy. I just met his dad." so actually a cool guy, man.
You were piecing this guy up on the feet, though. Hey?
Yeah.
You're not on there.
Yes, man. It was the eerste fight. You're going to think I'm joking. It was the first fight in the cage where my legs didn't feel chilly. Where I felt like, yes, man, I can move. I can be a bit of an athlete. You know, it was lekker. I could fight baie geniet, man.
Definitely had a few more tattoos since then. Yeah.
Where was your jiu-jitsu at this point? Were you were a purple belt, yeah?
Ek was 'n purple belt vir baie lank. Vir ek is 'n paar jaar. Hele paar. En weet jy wat, maar dude, ons almal weet in jiu-jitsu there is no secret, it's just mat time.
Yeah.
It's just mat time.
Yeah.
And the more like the guy who comes into the gym and he does his one private once a week, and the guy who's 7 days a week on the mat, it's like, you know,
there's a big difference.
There's a numbers game, you know. So that guy's gonna be, and like my jiu-jitsu wasn't bad. I like always compete. I love competing in Brazilian jiu-jitsu tournaments. It wasn't bad then either, but it was heartbreak, man.
Let us see the finish, Rocky. And if you watch it now, you can see the sequence of how he set this up.
I was looking at Chris there, and I asked him like what? And he was like, yeah.
There was some serious talk there.
It was devaseer.
It looks very sore from
but ek kon nie antwoorde kry nie, and the jiu-jitsu is about problem solving, and I did not have, you know, but like after this fight, I was like, nee, dit is verby, dude. Ek moet beter wees. There's levels, you understand?
Sure.
It's like when I rolled with Craig Jones when he was here now.
Yeah.
Once again, I realized like there's levels out there.
Yeah.
It's like there's like crazy levels, you know. And like I literally after Bahati, I felt like if you do MMA, you know, you need a fire, you need a hunger of soos jy gaan soos mens meat wees, bro. En ek wil sê dit is so super duper belangrik. En maar in jiu-jitsu, you can go, anybody can like go and do jiu-jitsu, and it's fun, and the worst is you're going to tap, and it's a gentle art.
Yeah.
But as soon as you punch somebody in the face, it becomes a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
You know? A little bit more personal. And like after Bahati, I like went to my manager, Jimmy James, he's also my best man, and I said to him, I just don't feel it anymore, man.
Yeah.
So I sat back and I really focused on my jiu-jitsu. I like really wanted, like jiu-jitsu was my goal. I like didn't strike, and then obviously like I'm the head coach of my gym, so all of my focus goes to jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
And
everyone else follows.
Yeah, but which is not a bad thing, because we all know that jiu-jitsu is the game changer.
Sure.
So like even for my MMA guys, jiu-jitsu is the like game changer. You know,
Sure.
it is important to like be a like all-round athlete, but education is super belangrijk.
Sure. Yeah, it's a funny one how jiu-jitsu has that ability to like it's all consuming. The second you agree that you need to kind of find a way to improve your jiu-jitsu, it just like consumes you, it sucks you in. And I think especially for MMA, I mean, losing to a submission like makes you think, okay, well, let me go back and I got to figure out how this happened. It's funny now because I think if you go and watch that sequence of how he's setting that up, it's very basic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's super basic setup. But that's the way it goes though, and it's So
Kijk, hij was een sterke land.
yeah,
Maar
it's a big fella.
ja, nee, yes man.
It's a big fella. The obvious glaring question is we've all been watching very closely at you hinting at a return. So I guess the obvious segue there is that what's on your mind now? A return to MMA?
Dis bitter graag, man. Ek is soos ek train my kaaslos ou. ek doen. You know, it like all happened in lockdown. Lockdown dit was mal vir almal,
Sure.
net. Dis is baie vrae gevra en alles en I've never stopped training.
Yeah.
I've literally I train as hard as any pro shoot every
Well,
single day.
I think you're in better shape now than you were when you were fighting. I think you.
Baie beter, but light heavyweight now. It's just, no more skinny gingers, bro. You know what's worse than being a ginger? A skinny ginger. That's malo. So definitely. I'm like stel nie belang nie. They were talking met me. Wanneer is al van hoor nie, dude. So it's definitely light heavyweight. I'm on weight and yes man, ek is reg om te gaan. Just opportunity.
Yeah.
In like lockdown. Ek train regtig soos ek altyd my dinge los en soos enige pro en ek soos yes man, ek hou van bollerol. En you won't believe I was watching one night accidentally YouTube popped up, not porn up.
Sure.
Yeah. Bare knuckle fighting.
Okay.
And I watched that and I was like the next day, yes, and it had this fire in my belly. And I phoned Jimmy and I said, Jimmy, I want to try this. Dit lyk lekker. And he said, yeah, yes, Mal, don't even bother me about the rubbish. It's like, no. So, about a week goes by and I said to Jimmy, I still want to do this. Dit lyk anders uit. Ek wil try. Ek wil sien. En dit is so belangrik vir 'n man om jouself te toets.
Yeah.
Dis bitter belangrik.
Yeah.
Dis dit is deel van man wees.
Not for me, Jabs. You can go and try. I'm okay.
Yeah, man. And anyways, I sat down with Jimmy and we looked and Jimmy's like, yes, bro. Like ek swaar gewerk aan my jiu-jitsu en alles en hoe kom jy myn? En ek sê, weet jy wat? En hy maak plot en ek sê regtig. Ek wil bitter graag die geleentheid hê om myself te toets. I want to go and I like literally want to test myself. And but yes, ek het my dinge los geoefen en my hartjie wil dit hê, my maagie hier's 'n fire hier binne wat dit wil hê en ek wil my ken afsit en ek wil bietjie bollerol met iemand man.
Yeah.
Ja.
So bare knuckle is your.
I love it, but I'm gonna do MMA. but ja, nee, maar yes, dit is vir my. Ek weet, ek praat soos met soveel van my pelle, soos Chris Pride. Elke keer hy soos rol sy oor met my. Hy soos it's a savage sport. Ek soos nee man. Ons oumas en oupas. Die eerste ding wat hulle gedoen het was dit, man. Verstaan jy?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah. I'm not an advocate for bare knuckle, but each to their own. You can go give that a try. So the obvious step would be the EFC. Have you had any talks with him?
No. Look. Myself, I don't talk to anybody. I train.
Okay.
It's my job to train and to listen to my
So
coaches.
has Jimmy had any talks?
Jimmy has talked to a few guys. There's a few people we were looking at. It's just like, oh man, ek wil bitter graag fight, maar ek kan nie fight vir 6 en 6 nie.
Yeah.
It's just,
like everybody.
Ek kan nie. Ek is super blessed. Ek is 'n suksesvolle besigheidsman, maar ek wil graag en ek weet daar gaan binnekort 'n geleentheid kom en yes man, dit gaan mooi wees. En weet jy wat, daar's soveel promotions daar buite. EFC is fantasties, dude. Ek love EFC. Dude, ek's 'n fan van EFC. EFC is amazing vir soos in my goeders. Ek soek dit dude, sukses. Ek het nog nie gekyk na wat se promotion. Ek soek 'n lekker rol en soos lekker fight en net om myself bietjie te toets en dit gelekker is. En ek kom nie terug vir een fight nie, ek wil vir 'n paar fights hê, you know.
Okay.
Ek weet dat daar's even 'n ander promotion. Ag man, hulle het in die week message versus is daar nog eens. Ek weet nie, daar's nog iemand uitkom. So yes man.
Yeah, there's the landscape is very very intriguing at the moment because obviously EFC is where everyone wants to be. That's the promotion. We're all waiting for the return, but it's not.
It's kind of amazing as well.
Yeah, but yeah.
Dude, ek dink ek is in dieselfde. I'm in the same place as like any athlete. I've looked at Shorty and Sindile, all of them waiting out there. Like I said, I'm like super blessed. I've got a like business. So many of my friends who is like full-time athletes, they don't have that. Right, and we're all like, ons is allemaal net so gretig vir 'n geleentheid. Ek dink dat Suid-Afrikaanse en my gaan flippin amazing wees hier, because everybody is flippin kaashonger, ou.
Yeah, they are. The guys are super hungry for action. So, well, in that breath, hopefully it returns, and hopefully we get to see you perform wherever it may be.
Yes, dude, ek het even 'n paar soos goeie amateurs wat nou opkom, want soos
this is where we're going. So you're now, if I understand, you're now the Gauteng amateur coach, and you'll be involved with the South African team as well. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be heading up the guys and girls in the amateurs. Talk us through what that's like. I mean, obviously coaching is what you do, but it's a little bit different now. You've got people from all over, and as we know, there's politics and there's all sorts of stuff.
No worries. Kom ek eers 'n sluk koffie vat. Want nee, maar dan jy my luister. Yeah, like anybody who knows me.
Yeah.
I don't know what the inside of a boardroom looks like. Look at me, bro. I'm the coach that's on the mat, and I'm bleeding and I'm sweating with my athletes. There's been many pros and cons to it, but I've never been in a boardroom. I don't do meetings.
No Zoom calls.
Dude, ek stel nie belang in soos weet jy wat? Ek hoor eendag Coach Richko, hy het iets gesê soos Jiu-jitsu board. How was it? It was somebody asked him something. Oh no, I think it was Coach Huntley. I think Coach Huntley asked him something, but the whole concept came down to like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu doesn't belong to anybody.
Yeah.
It is for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And it's such a nice thing that he said over there, and it's actually the same, bro. As I ons opstap, almal wat saam met my daar train, dude, ek voel 'n veer wat se span hulle is. Dis soos letterlik, dit is Suid-Afrika in die wêreld, hè.
Ja.
En dit gaan nie, dude, ek love Giff Walker, hy's in my span, maar dieselfde tyd sal ek kyk na enige van my Durban maatjies en goeters, want soos, dit gaan letterlik, it is not about me and my ego and the politics, no bro, it's about that guy. How can you better that guy's life? And like, dude, jy moet hom glo, jy moet hom lief hê, en jy moet jou shit by die deur los, ou, want jy moet hierdie ou die beste hy kan weer, dis die beste hy kan maak wat hy ooit kan wees.
JP, that's a massive message, man, and that's, I know I'm not the most PC person, and I often get myself into trouble for it. But at the end of the day, that's, especially with the amateur athletes that are trying to make their way, that is the most important message, is that it's them first, and we need to give them the best opportunity possible in order to compete. So with that being said, we've got Gauteng trials coming up. We're getting excited to see a bit of action again and get this thing moving.
That's the first bit of rolling. That's
100%.
I've got kids that's 12 years old who's like, yeah, big man. I'm like, whoa. Almost so excited.
It is very exciting. So let's go through the process. So the trials will happen provincially, and then you guys will pick your teams from there, like your Gauteng team and Eastern Cape, Western Cape, KZN, and so on. And then there'll be a nationals. When is the nationals? April.
I've heard April, yeah.
April, and then that's where's nationals this year? Is it here?
I think nationals is going to be this side because last year it was Durban.
Yeah, KZN last year.
Yeah.
Well, 2019. Yeah, there wasn't a nationals last year, hey?
Well, 2019 and 2020. It was like 2019.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
2019 part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
Maar ek weet dat daar is baie soos cool coaches, but like, weet jy wat, these guys, they like really, I was actually on the way here, I was driving, and I was thinking a little bit like everything that's happened and done, and you know, and everyone from like MMA said, that's a shit job to have. like I'm not putting my hand up for it. I'm like I said, I'm like on the mat with my team and I'm working, but it's just hierdie ouens, hulle doen dit verniet, and yes man, hulle doen 'n great job. Daar's 'n paar, I'm like working a lot, like I said, I'm the guy on the mat. So William, I don't know if you know William from like he's the other SA coach. Yes, weet jy wat, ek love sy attitude, ek love sy brain, and then you've got Maria and Jason.
You
know, those two guys, like yes bro, weet jy baie het hulle my al gehelp. Daai twee mense, dude, hulle het regtig soos nooit tevore dink ek hierdie hele systeem begin 'n bietjie sy soos goedjies bymekaar kry, want just want hierdie ouens hulle soos vat dit ernstig, en soos Jason soveel keer sê my kyk dit is nie reg nie, kom kry dit, Weet jy wat, hulle probeer regtig hard, hoor.
Sure. What would you say from, I mean, you've got amateur fighters amongst your ranks, you're looking after the teams and stuff. What would you say is the current state of amateur MMA in South Africa?
Ek dink is mooi. It's just yes, nee. En kyk, soos altyd, jy gaan 'n ouens kry wat daar so instap. We have like all seen the fights where it's like you. Shoo. Ja, ek sê gereed nie. Maar soos as jy kyk na ons top dogs, ons is ouens, all of our athletes that is just about to like step onto the pro arena. Yes man, hulle is vars. As jy daai ou teen die Poolse ou gaan sit, hulle gaan 'n bolle rol. Hulle is educated. You know, like you understand? Like I always say, like at least like a blue belt level. When you step into the EFC, at least purple belt level, you understand? That is like what you're looking at for your like Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. That can baie help, you know?
Yeah.
So rarig. Also, every year, everybody is like evolving. The like next generation is going to be even crazier than like this one. But like this generation is kicking our generation's butt already, you understand? Or like education, you understand? The like generation, my generation that I came in, we were all about do push-ups on your knuckles and be tough and rough and get a weird hairstyle. Yeah, bro. These guys are getting educated. That guy that's with that's behind the laptop with his glasses is going to be the next UFC fighter. You know?
A weird hairstyle was a big one.
It's a mohawk, bro. Like yes, I was rocking a mohawk until like close in my 20s, and then I met my wife, and she's like, "Bro, we're not going to go on to a date until you get a real nice haircut."
Sort the haircut out. That is amazing. That is so true. Though there was that like your fighting was half the problem. You had to have a standout hairstyle, otherwise nobody knew who you were. That's brilliant, man. Yeah, it's exciting, man. I'm excited the amateurs are back. It's going to be a good time. Boy, Photo Shelter, they didn't pay the license fee, so it's gone.
How do you approach being head coach for the amateur team? Obviously the guys are coming from their own camps there. How do you manage as a coach for like all these different guys from different camps? How do you try and like fill that role? Obviously you trying to improve them, but you're not trying to take over their main coach role, right?
Definitely not. Look, but once again, I can literally only speak for myself now.
Yeah.
I really don't even consider myself the head coach. I don't think I'm even. I'm the assistant coach. William is the head coach. You know, and
just pull the mic there when you.
Sorry, he's like way more involved in like all of the politics and all of the right paperwork and stuff like that. That like I am. Like even from like my side, like I know in the past they used to have so many training sessions as the whole team together, and then like ek was nooit 'n voorganger vir dit. To be honest, because if that guy got that specific part to be in that team, he was there for a reason because somebody already believed in him and invested in him. I'm like, train with that guy. He knows you better than freaking anybody.
So you just like support them along that.
Dude,
along that route.
My job on that day is to carry the water, to make sure he's comfortable. Are you in the best mind space that you can be in? And then hopefully, being educated enough to corner that guy out of that situation that he's right now. And so that he can simply understand me while I'm talking to him, you understand?
Yeah.
Because if I corner Give Walker, you like I can say little things and he's like, yeah, coach, this. But I don't always have that emotional like contact with the guy that I haven't been training with all the time.
Yeah.
So like once again, like being like maybe a high level Brazilian Jiu-jitsu belt it has got nothing to do with your athletic ability.
Sure.
It's about the black belt is going to coach maybe a Berimbola to a Kitch Clark way better than the white belt would.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot maybe like my job is like, how can I give the information through to you in the most basic form so that any freaking body could understand it?
Sure.
Understand?
Yeah.
Because it's not like I try and...
Julle my sê, julle sal my stem nie. Maar ek dink regtig, that's the way to go.
No, it is.
Ek weet nie.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was at Nationals, the last Nationals, and I was actually watching you work with your corner, because I was like, it's quite a complicated job, in fact.
It's a difficult one.
It's difficult. It's not easy because, exactly.
Coach, right?
Because like if you take like rugby, for example, like the guys play in the Currie Cup and then the guys they go to a camp and then they get selected and they got to play for the Springboks. But the time frame is really short, you know what I mean? So you're like, I mean, and in that time frame, whoever's taken over, maybe it's your first time working with that coach, and now you've got to kind of like gel, and then you've got to get comfortable with each other, and then you've got to start applying their tactics. But like in MMA, it's not, you can't now say, okay, fighter X, okay, you're going to be fighting Gift Walker, for example. I want you to do this, and that. You can't, because like his coach might have been playing a more stand-up game or a more ground game, and now you've got to kind of like, you can't change that. You've got to just like push them through the process.
That's the worst thing that I think that you can do is like this. It's like, you understand? Especially if he's already there, he's there for a reason.
Sure.
What made him good? You understand?
Yeah, it's a tough job, man. I was watching the dynamics of the coaches, like you and Will with the KZN, and Dallas was with him, and I was like, this is not easy. This is very difficult. And you can see kind of like some guys you'll know and you'll have a bit of relationships with. Some guys you won't know. You got to kind of just make them confident enough when they get in there. It's very complicated, but it's cool at the same time. And I think it's nice for the young guys to get exposure to different coaching styles and what's out there and that kind of thing, which is always cool to see. But John, man, I was watching and I was like, this is quite difficult. It's not a clear-cut process of just these guys and girls come together.
Ek dink jy moet maar net 'n bietjie lief hê. As jy die ou regtig soos lief het en net soos 'n bietjie soos bietjie verdra, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. Then like nothing that like comes out of it will like be that bad, you understand?
No, for sure. It is a sport of love. I always say it's the sport of passion and not profit, I'm afraid.
Yes, man. Ek verstaan nie. Like I'm never in my life emotional when you like climbing. Sure. It's a sport. It's a beautiful sport. Jy sê om iemand te pits. I like didn't make that choice like out of emotion. Ek het gekies om jou te pits. Dis mos 'n keuse wat jy maak.
That's amazing.
Jy kan nog steeds mooi bly. Jy sê jy het soos 'n paddag te gedra nie. En nee man, daar's kinders wat die sport kyk.
That's amazing. Oh, that is awesome. You mentioned you're mostly watching Peppa Pig at home. So what's your relationship as a fan with the sport like at the moment?
Weet jy wat? What happens in the UFC is like basically the guys that I follow from like South Africa, like because yes, I've got personal interest in them, like you know, it is our homeboys, you know, like Donnie's fighting, it's like Driekus, who's just more amazing to know. I'm like, as just champion Dolce, you know, JP van nou opgaan en goeders. Nee, so dit is natuurlijk jy soos landsmense, you know, so when like they fight, I'm like following, and then obviously like when also guys like Cowboy and them, you know, but like otherwise, bro, it is Peppa Pig, and then and then I've seen many episodes of that, and then now and then, you know, now today we like actually sat down for an episode of Barbie, and it was like refreshing. It was
Dad laugh, it gets in the way of your MMA watching, eh?
Kyk en kyk. As ek daar langs jou sit en it's now look my like my like wifey and my like Papa, they're both English. So like she'll be like, no dad, that's not the way to go. And now she's like 2.5, she's like almost 3 years old. So it is all of the tantrums. It's like
you're speaking to the choir, man. Like it was when my daughter was small, it was easy. I would just like keep her occupied, have the fights on, and like now she's like starting to watch. She's asking me questions. She's like, "Why is that guy's whole face bleeding?" I'm like, "Whoa, better turn that off." Like I'll explain this later.
Yes, but it's one of the most amazing feelings. Like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she like spends the like day with me. So then I don't go and do all of my coaching at like all of my nursery schools.
Sure.
Then I take her to the gym with me. So like while I'm hitting my sessions, she'll be walking around, and we were actually having a bit of a roll now today. And in the beginning when I had to roll, like when she was like 1 year old, she would like cry a lot and it was not good. But now she walks, and I had somebody in the rear and I could check like that. And like as I was going, she was walking, just like blowing a kiss. It's like, you know,
finish him.
Murder is okay right now. You know, it's like
finish him.
Yes, man. But it was she's by far like the most,
Yeah.
like number one priority. You know, it's
Sure.
like family first, family, and then nommer 1 wie Jesus, en dan jou gesin, en dan jou werk, en dan die rest sal volg.
Just go to UFC Europe while you're there. I want to watch that Derek Lewis knockout. It was immense.
Talk about some of
Immense.
Who's your current favorite fighter in the UFC? Like your favorite one
Dricus
to watch?
Duplessis.
Barring the South Africans.
Of the South Africans.
No, barring the South Africans. Like who's your favorite to watch?
He didn't quite catch that part, but he was basically saying all he's watched in the last.
Ja,
was-
access.
That was I met
But
on
really sorry.
Instagram, bro. On Instagram.
Let's speak about Conor McGregor's last fight. How cool was his attitude? He was much better. It was,
it is.
Man, hy was,
it
so,
is-
hy was mooi.
it is
You know,
better.
as jy nie 'n poepel is voor die fight nie en jy verloor, dis okay, want iemand moet verloor. Ja?
Yeah, but it's like at the same time, like you spoke about that fire, you know what I mean? You also still want to see a bit of that fire and make a bit of. He says some ridiculous things. I agree. You don't have to say all of that stuff, but we'll still want to see some fire, a bit of fire. But we're gonna see now. He's turning up the heat now. He's no more Mr. Nice Guy. So we'll see how that changes.
That's what he said. Eh?
But yeah, I think with that, like a big lesson, I think for young fighters from that whole situation, more than the build-up, was how to carry yourself in defeat. I think Conor, throughout all of the nonsense, has always been ridiculously good at losing. He's so comfortable in loss. He's man enough to admit where he went wrong, the mistakes the things he neglected and stuff like that. I think that's massively important. You know, I think that's. And there's a good lesson for young fighters in there. How to,
like regardless of whether he's going to turn his attitude up or
Yeah.
not, like I think the next guy that is going to step in with him, he's going to have his tail up and dat gaan iemand hard gepietst word.
There's a nice segue because you talk about one of the things that he mentioned in there was inactivity. What do you think about that coming? It's been a long time since you were in there to return to fighting after such a long break. Do you think there's like ring rust or anything like that, or it's something that's just naturally always there?
Ja, weet jy wat nee?
Or are you just going to go in and find out?
Yes, ek hoop met my hele hartjie dat like I'm not one of those guys that says I must come back and like make a camp and then when I climb in there the people's like, oh, this guy should have stayed retired. You know? I says, oh, that's not happening. But you know, yes, I have been staying active. I have not just been like chilling or like just been doing in the gym. I've been doing every
but then it's
jiu-jitsu
like
tournament
the big
that's out there.
lights and the crowd and that kind of thing. You don't think that's a factor?
That's the reason why I'm back here, because I want that. Like
Okay.
that stuff's not going to scare me down. I want to walk in that big lights. I like want to make a statement. Ek wil 'n bietjie bolle roll, bro. Like yeah, I've been taking.
And you'd prefer that carnival because you can walk there.
I love Carnival City. That's you know when like we will rock you hits. It is my people there. All of the Eastern people is like. Yes, bro, Brockpan and Boksburg and Springs and yeah, bro, all our owners can box. It's amazing. No, I like definitely love Carnival City by far. Like, but I also think having a fight in their like institute. That's
the PI, yeah.
That's definitely something that a person would want to experience. Just
For
like
sure.
just like
Have the UFC said anything about where they would host the next one in March?
I think they said in
The PI was
Because it'll be closed door for now.
yeah. The PI originally, from the original plan, as they started scaling down, was always the plan. I don't know if that still is, but I would assume that would make the most sense.
I've got two athletes like Marcel and like Shannon van Tonder.
Yeah. So Shannon signed to turn pro, and then COVID hit.
And then COVID. This guy is like, I'm telling you, he's training. He's basically in depression because he cannot fight somebody right now. I'm like, if you send him to the like location to your mom's house, he'll pitch up there to box you, bro. It's like, this guy is so excited. So like EFC must come. Like, but yes, he wil so graag bolle rol. And even Marcel, his training is part of me machine.
Yeah.
You know, so nee, yes, hulle moet kom. Almal is honger.
Yeah, I think everyone is very hungry. Did you find that?
So you can't obviously.
No. On Instagram's UFC Europe, that's what I said Europe. Go down. There.
Is this the knockout?
It should be. Oh no, this is a highlight.
No, it's the only
How was, bro, just while we're here, go to Tom Aspinall's finished. How weird was this choke, bro?
This one.
With like half a hook in. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
So there's no video. So he shoots him one of the biggest double legs I've ever seen in my life. Maybe on the Twitter, bro. They hit the cage. I mean, that's like 450 pounds of man hitting the cage between the two of them. And then like Arlovski tries to stand up, gives up his back, and he just sinks the choke in. And he's like hardly got a hook in. And he just straight away just taps. I was like, wow, okay.
Did he not have
If
that?
it's on, it's on.
Yeah, for sure. But it was so strange. Go down.
Did he not have that arm completely across the neck? Like
It was
elbow
completely
tuck
in.
behind?
The choke was completely in. But it's like, to see a high-level dude like Arlovski, oh, you see, they've taken the videos down. Go down a bit. Wait, let's see what this is. Oh, no, keep going. I don't know why they do this, but it's so annoying. They won't show
But that
the-
knockdown is like replaying over and over and over on Instagram.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Like, you
Yeah,
might as well
it's
just,
like
you might as well just
every
let it
second
play.
scroll.
Yeah.
I've got the knock. No, it's not. I've
They
got
won't
the-
show that. Just leave it here.
Tied for the most in UFC history.
Dude, that was honestly one of the most savage uppercuts I've ever seen. This dude is like,
There it is.
he's such like a mind-blowing fighter because he's technically he's not like this master technician, but he's just got this gifted raw power.
Touch of death.
Yeah,
I've got
dude,
the
and
knockout here.
he can just put someone out anytime he likes. I absolutely need a Derek Lewis bobblehead, dude. I need that in my life. Oh, dude. Did you hear what he
Yeah,
said?
that's into it.
Did you hear what he says when he stands up here? He looks at me and he goes, that's Herb Dean's fault for not stopping it for those 2 extra shots. I'm like, the dude's not even awake yet, my man.
Sure.
I need that Derek Lewis bobblehead badly. Bro, this is honestly one of the biggest knockouts I've seen in a long time. We're in the reads here now.
come
Yeah, it's
on.
just a
I'm trying
photo, I
to get
think.
to the-
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh,
Shit,
dude.
wow.
Stiff. Do you
There's
think...
a bit of a fake there before.
Yeah. Do you think a guy like Curtis Blades, who's obviously his hands are coming along, but he's case in point. He'll always say, "I am going to shoot for the takedown, no matter what." Do you think there's like a danger to that as a fighter to say, like you'll say, let's say you've got a magical left high kick. You're gonna say, "I will 100% throw this left high kick." It becomes a bit.
It's a
But readable, you know what I mean? Like, so this guy would have spent his entire camp throwing that uppercut because he knows it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It is like when you're coaching beginners.
Yeah.
And you teach them about slipping a jab.
Sure.
You would like say, okay, listen, you would slip the jab, but you won't go every single time that he jabs, go slip, slip, slip.
Yeah.
Because if you go slip, slip, doesn't matter what his IQ is like, he's going to be like, oh man,
Yeah.
maybe now I go a jab hook or a jab overhand.
Yeah.
Or like, because then the guy becomes,
Predictable, yeah.
predictable. And now the one thing about MMA, the one thing that we know is like you must not be predictable.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one thing we hear. You like can't have the same rhythm as karate or Muay Thai or you have to mix it up. And the same thing with like takedowns. Like I don't think any wrestler in this world can like go in conflict and say like, listen, I will just shoot all the time. That's not MMA. It's
Yeah.
like you have to set it up properly. Then
Yeah.
you can like, that would be the beauty, like setting up that every single time. So I think
Yeah,
It's predictable, obviously.
it's so funny because like in the media days and stuff, and everyone asks him the same question, like about the wrestling, and that's fine. But it's like when you're in a build-up to a fight with a guy who has that kiss of death power, and you making sure that you tell him every possible opportunity that you're going to shoot for a takedown. I'm like, dude, like maybe you should just mix up what you're saying at least because I mean this
Look,
is
if you're telling him all the time,
Yeah.
"Look, I'm going to do that takedown, you maybe go takedown bowler or something.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's playing the game, but
I think this is it, the Aspinall finish.
This is quick, eh? For a hit.
Dude,
What's that?
he is ridiculous. But he gets hit, eh? He gets hit. Look at this. Watch how he grabs him with the body shots. Check at this.
Hey,
Oof.
I was trying to give him.
Crazy, dude. No, this isn't the finish. That finish was so crazy because, and it's quite funny, they talk about his boxing, obviously, and then he shoots this insane double leg. Like, it's perfectly timed. Arlovski to the cage and straight away chokes him out. Like, it was like that, like instantly. It was, he's one to watch, man, Tom Aspinall. JP, just closing up, with the amateurs, like, what do you think is going to be the hardest road for them? Obviously, we know the financial stuff is quite hard, but besides that, what do you think is the toughest thing that they're facing right now?
Look, all of the gyms started training again. It's like
Sure.
the big thing, I think, for like all of the amateurs is like get as much experience as possible without getting injured.
Sure.
Like, yes, dude, injuries have like killed talent, you understand? Where
Yeah.
It's just taking people out, especially if the guys are coming in young.
Yeah.
Like,
Just pull their mic this way.
sorry.
No
Now,
worries.
like, you like don't want to be like 20 years old.
Sure.
And like a crook, you know what I mean? It's like they must look after their body. So like,
Sure.
so like every single jiu-jitsu tournament, when it's allowed to like open up
Yeah.
again, we were actually speaking to to the SA team, and we said, guys, when jiu-jitsu tournaments open up, jump in it.
Yeah.
It's like that's the closest that you will get to that feels everything without
Yeah.
getting to the field.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure. Do you think, this is one thing I just thought about now, we always talk about amateurs getting experience, and we always talk about jiu-jitsu comps. Do you think we should be entering amateurs into wrestling competitions?
I think so.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Because they're happening. I mean, Alberton Wrestling Club was it Alberton? They had a wrestling competition there the other day. I saw, what's his name, the youngster from Polokwane? Stein De Lange.
Yeah,
I saw
Stein
him-
De Lange is
I saw
just-
him competing the other day.
Ja, maar Stein.
I say the youngster, but I don't want to wrestle with that
Ja,
fucking
nee,
guy.
daai ou is sy twee is flippin. Daar's levels, soos ek gesê het.
Yes,
I have
dude.
like rolled with him. I've had great opportunity to like roll with him.
Yeah.
Yes, hy's such a cool guy. Sy jiu-jitsu is mal goed, maar sy twee is bevange. Daai ou is
He's
flippin
hectic,
goed.
man. I honestly think I don't know why we don't see it. I don't know. Maybe the wrestling federation doesn't allow it or something. But we should definitely start to see some of these dudes in there. Maybe they don't want to wear the what's that thing called?
It's sexy, man. It's
Yeah.
like that. Imagine a ginger and a
I think the only problem is the rules are like it's difficult. Like the rules are so different to say at least jiu-jitsu and MMA, they have like a bit of a crossover in terms of both sports. You're looking for a submission, whereas obviously there's only those.
But well, in my head, where South Africa always has to play catch up is wrestling. Generally speaking. So why would we not?
Look,
Why would we not do that?
you
I
can
think we
never
should.
say like, okay, listen, I don't need this tool. Like, sometime when you go as a handyman to a job, a size 8 spanner just won't fit, and you need that size 6.
Yeah.
So like, if the wrestling federation, if they allow us, and they're not too like, well, listen, this is just for like wrestlers, and they open up, definitely, yes, it is mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Like, you should have wrestled the wrestler, you should have boxed the boxer,
Sure.
you should have, you understand? It's mixed martial arts. Be the best you can be.
I would definitely like to see that happen.
Ja, kyk dude, ek dink ons gaan 'n bietjie hard val so nou. Ek dood seker of van. Like I used to wrestle with like a guy called Coach Richard Annandale.
Yeah.
And he like also always called it low flying, like because I spend most of my time in the air, you know. It was crazy. But the only thing that's going to happen is like you're going to go back just like in jiu-jitsu and
Start figuring things out, man.
and you're going to be like start asking the like right kind of questions, and that's where iron sharpens iron.
100%. Rourke had another question for you. What was your question? You wanted to see JP in a super fight.
Oh yeah, I heard someone throwing around a super fight with you and Luke Griffith.
Is it?
Yeah. That one.
Nobody sold you.
No.
Ja, ek het nog niks gehoor nie, maar ek love super fights.
Yeah, because he was looking at he's also trying to get
He wants to compete
competing again, but
internationally.
it's been impossible, obviously.
That's awesome. Jiu-jitsu though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
No, I don't
Yes,
think he's interested in MMA.
look, yes, and like his jiu-jitsu, it is crazy. If like you go and check out his stuff, like in a gi, he's phenomenal. In like no gi, he's like leg locks. It is crazy, you know. So yeah, yes, Luke is definitely fantastic. So yeah, man, that's always awesome.
Let's hit it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
He's
And he's just levenslang.
he's got him. He has like physically hit his stride as well. He's a huge human being.
Oh, but
Big
look,
guy.
yes, like
He's big, eh?
He's like fairly skinny.
And if he listens to
like
this, he
90
also
something,
and if he listens to this, he also broke my meniscus.
but like if you look at guys like Luke and Stein, they've like always been really, really good. It is just the public don't see them that much because they don't really speak a lot, you know?
Or at all, or
hulle
ever.
praat nie baie nie. Maar de jiu-jitsu is bevangen, hè?
Yes, they're good, dude. Those kids are they're kids. They're not really kids anymore, I suppose, but they are some talented individuals and some big men. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Luke, you didn't break my knee. I'm joking. My fat ass broke my own knee.
Are you sure? He said that he was targeting your knee.
Nah, don't talk cock now. My weak ass butterfly hook broke my knee. That's what happens. But yeah, man, exciting times. Hopefully we can see you in action. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time out all the way from deep in the east, coming to visit us. Best of luck with the amateurs. I know that's going to be turning to that focus pretty soon. Trials and the nationals and hopefully world championships this year, man. Hopefully that's...
Yes, man, it's all awesome, yes.
Yeah, hopefully that all stays on track. And I think it will. I'm pretty certain because they're going back to Kazakhstan this year, hey? Is it Kazakhstan?
I heard that, yeah. But I don't know.
How's your passport looking? You ready for Kazakhstan?
Mark is there right now, eh?
No, where is Mark now?
Is he in Dagestan?
I think he's in Dagestan. Yeah.
He's training there.
He loves it there, bro. That's like I think he's just going to move there eventually.
I think I love it well as well.
He loves it.
He's a gypsy dude.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
He is a gypsy, yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He loves it there, man. He's like, I asked him when he came back first time, I was like, how's Russia? Like, I hear they like to make jokes in Russia. And he was like, no, he didn't catch what I was saying, but he's like, I love it there. It's the best place ever. The people are amazing. But I think they genuinely love Mark there. He's got like a little crew of people that he's working and training with, and they just love him there. So good to
before
him.
we close, if you had to, you want to come back now. Do you have anyone who you'd like to fight first? Obviously, you're not in the business of calling people out, but
yeah, he's definitely gonna call somebody out.
Is there anyone or any group of guys that you'd like to fight?
Because light heavyweight,
like that. It's just no.
Light heavyweight is so shallow at the moment.
No, look. I'm a veteran. I'm not here to like big fights anymore. I'll fight anybody. I've fought a long time, but definitely light heavyweight. Definitely.
I think good options would obviously be guys like Zach Badat. Everybody wants a piece of Gideon Drotsky at the moment.
No,
get in line. Everybody's in line for Gideon Drotsky. I don't know which weight class he's eventually going to settle on. It would be interesting.
You and Zach could be super interesting. Two jiu-jitsu heavy guys. Obviously, come from a kickboxing background, but your jiu-jitsu's got super slick. So two jiu-jitsu heavy guys, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The klink ook baie lekker, nee.
That one's for free, Graham. JP Kruger versus Zakir Badat. Let's make it happen.
Dankie. Ek waardeer dit.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, brother. Hope it all goes well. We'll chat to you soon.
Baie dankie julle.
Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe. We'll see you soon. Peace.